Hello and welcome everybody to episode 24 of the CreaLien Design Podcast. My podcast about knitting and other fibercraft related things that I do. My name is Elina and I'm coming to you, as always, from my home in Rotterdam in the Netherlands, where I live with my lovely cat Joop. You can find me online pretty much everywhere as CreaLien Design. I'm CreaLien Design on Ravelry, where you can find all the notes about all the projects that I talk about. I'm CreaLien Design on Instagram, where you can find updates about my day-to-day things, I guess. And I'm CreaLien Design on Etsy with I'm the dyer behind the CreaLien Design Etsy yarn store, the CreaLien Design yarn. Wow, that was difficult. How many times can I say CreaLien Design in one sentence? Anyway, so I saw there were a lot of new viewers. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a go and spending a little bit of your time with me. I hope you enjoy what you see. And for long-term viewers, welcome back. It is lovely to have you here with me today. So if you are a long-term viewer, you might think, something has changed, hasn't it? Yeah, something has changed. I still live in the same house. I'm still in the same room because I don't have that many rooms. It's just my living room and a bedroom. But yeah, like I dye yarn and I live in a tiny little apartment. And I have a tiny little kitchen and I dye yarn in my kitchen, and I don't have a lot of space in my kitchen. Like, it's literally, I have one tabletop with a little cabinet under it that is free, and then there's my sink, the tabletop with my sink and the little metal plates where you put your dishes, and then there's my furnace. And that's it. That's all the space I have, which is literally like no space at all. So I decided that some things had to go into the living room, but in order to move things to the living room, I had to make space in my living room. So I had to change everything around, and normally I would sit over there and have my table over there, but now my table is here where my sofa used to be, and my sofa is behind me. So yeah, I changed things up, but I really like it. It's really refreshing. It feels new, and yeah, I like it. It's better so this way. So yeah. Okay. Before we move on, there's one thing that I need to say at the top of the episode, because I have had questions about this, and my answer is yes, I am going to do advent calendars this year, yarn advent calendars, and the listings for that will be up coming Friday, so the first Friday from now. There will be listings going up in my shop update at 7 p.m. Amsterdam time for my yarn advent calendars. Yay! I'm super excited about it. It's going to be my first time doing advent calendars, and I am so excited about it. It's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's definitely going to be worth it. And what I will do is, well, of course, you open minis, yarn minis in the run up to Christmas, so every day in December, and you open a little mini, a parcel with a mini inside, and the bases you can choose from, I will only have sock bases or like fingering weight bases, and they will be my smooth sock base, which is my superwash merino nylon normal sock base, and my gold sparkle base. Those will be the two you can choose between. They will be bright and colorful and with neons and speckles, just the style you're used for me. And what else did I want? Oh yes, please, I have this noted in the listing as well once it goes up. If you order one, then please check out with just that listing, because they will ship somewhere in October. I haven't set a specific date yet, but they will ship out in October. And so if you purchase anything else with it at this time, I can only ship it in October, because you will pay one postage, and postage for the advent calendars will be priced higher because it's worth a lot of money, and I want to make sure they get to you safely, and so they will be shipped with tracking. And so yeah, that's why I ask you to just purchase, if you're going to purchase them, just check out only that item and not anything else at the same time. Yeah, the last thing I wanted to say about it is that, as you might know, rainbows are very important to me. I love rainbows, and I will add the minis that will be in the advent calendar will be in rainbow order. So if you're going to knit it up into a specific project like a shawl or whatever, then you can just add each mini day after day to it, because the color order will be rainbow. It will be ready to use, so the colors won't clash or anything. Yeah, that was very important to me. So yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say about it. So keep your eyes open. This Friday, coming Friday, 7 p.m. Amsterdam time, CreaLienDesign.etsy.com. Links and everything else I talk about in this episode can be found in the description box right down there. So now let's get started with the actual fun content of this podcast, shall we? And let's start with some finished objects. Yes, you heard it right. Plural finished objects. Okay, so tum 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 tum. We have a sock. Do you remember these from last week, where I showed you this? This is the sock for my friend. My friend, we have been friends since we were 5 or 6 or something. She became my backdoor neighbor, and we played every day, and we are still very good friends. And she asked me if I would knit her a pair of socks for her yoga. And no, these are not specific yoga socks, but she wanted this. She just wanted regular socks that she could use for her yoga. And I said, sure, but would you like to dye the yarn yourself? And she really, she liked doing that. And so we had a wonderful time dyeing some yarn together. This was pre-corona, don't worry, I haven't invited friends during corona. But yeah, I have a finished sock. Last week, no, 2 weeks ago, sorry, last episode, this marker shows where I was the last time I showed it to you. Now we have a finished sock. Yeah. But it's not just one sock. Ta-da-da! We have 2, you guys. It's finished. I finally finished these socks. They were started in February. So, yeah. This is the second sock. Remember how last week I said, well, I should make sure to, the next time I record, something was flying here. Next time I record, to have at least this sock finished and have the second sock casted on, just at least have the toe. Well, that's more than just a toe, right? I just felt like it's time to just finish these. I just was done with them. So this is the second sock. Yep. Here we have it. A pair of socks for my friend. I literally just bound off, like just before I started recording. All the ends are woven in and everything. And yeah, I like them. I do like the finished socks. I do like the finished result, and I do like how the yarn knit out. This is the yarn, the cake. It is a lot darker in real life than it's showing up now. This is a lot more true to color actually. But so I have quite a bit left over. I'm really happy with the socks. I didn't enjoy knitting them. It's just I don't like gift knitting. It's just something that it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't spark joy, okay? So I do not really like gift knitting. And with this pair of socks, it was also that I don't really enjoy working with this yarn. I do like the finished look of it, and I really do like how they look, but it's too dark for me. I like bright and bold and vibrant, and this just, it has a lot of colors, but it's just not vibrant and bold, and they don't really make me happy, but they will make my friend happy. She absolutely loves them. I'm going to post them tomorrow, I think, and as a surprise, she doesn't know that they are finished yet, so I will just post them, and then she will receive some happy mail. Happy mail. Wow, that was difficult. But I said I have multiple finished objects. And this one, you guys, I really didn't expect to have this finished as just as well as those others. I didn't expect to have this finished either. And look what it is. That's right, it's my Vertices Unite. Ends woven in. See? Ends woven in and everything. It has the I-cord border around it. Yeah, I did it all. It's even washed, and I just let it hang to dry. But I do have to, I will steam block it. Because that's just the way of finishing I really like. For me, just hanging it to dry doesn't really do it, especially in these corners that are just, I don't know, I think if I steam block them, they can be a bit more airy, drapey. I don't know, but yes, it is done. The knitting is done. And do you remember how I didn't want to knit that I-cord border around it? I really thought that would take me, well, years actually to finish, because I really don't like knitting I-cord, and this shawl is huge and there were so many stitches. But I decided that it would give it a beautiful finished look, and that I wanted to do the I-cord. Well, didn't want as in want to do it, but wanted that finished look. So one evening I decided to just go for it, just try and do it. So I started doing it, and the first thing you have to do is pick up and knit stitches all the way around the shawl, and then the next round is I-cord. I don't know why, but I just expected to bind off the pick up and knits, right? To pick up and knit, I-cord, pick up a knit, I-cord, if that makes sense. But now I had to pick up a knit all the way around, which took forever. And then I-cord all those stitches that I just picked up and knit. But I did it. I did it in 2 evenings. There were 2 evenings that I was like, okay, I just want to have this done. And so I did it. And I'm really proud of myself, if you can't tell. So let me put it on for a second. It's so nice and cozy. Don't you just love it? Look at all these colors. Oh, aren't they amazing? Aren't they amazing? Okay, so let me walk you through this for a final time. So, section 1 is this huge striped section with pink and yellow. See that? All those lovely speckles. And that was knit. Oh, let me grab the yarn. So I used it to knit this. I used only my my own hand-dyed yarns, because this is shop sample. And this yellow and pink is this pink, which is Loulou on my gold sparkle base. And I striped it with hot Blondie on my smooth silk base. And I really enjoy these together. Oh. Okay, and then we went into section 2, which is picked up along the side and worked this way. It's quite difficult to show this to you, but let me see if I, yeah. So that's section 2, and section 2 stripes banana peel, which is this yellow, and Mossy bridges, which is this green. And I really enjoy how these work together. Next up, we have section 3, which is this ginormous or gigantic square of blue. Close up. And that blue is, wow, I'm red now. Anyway, that blue is my colorway Glacier, which is this lovely light blue with speckles in dark blue and gray and orange. And then we move into section 3. And section 3 is this yellow. I cannot see if you can see it. Yeah, it's this darker yellow here. And that is actually the same yellow that I used in this section. See? So that again is banana peel. And then we moved into section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is where I was last week. So I was about halfway through this section, which was about here. And this is knit using Loulou and Mossy bridges, which were used here, Loulou, and here, Mossy bridges. Is it getting confusing yet? And then I knitted the last section. No, not completely the last section, but this is then section 6, I believe. Which is what I knitted over the last week. And for this I used Hot Blondie again, which is the same as was used in this first section. And then came the I-cord border. And for that I used again Mossy bridges, which is this one, this green, which is in here and in here. And I really thought I considered, I was in doubt between either Loulou or Mossy bridges. I considered Loulou, but this color makes me look quite pale, whereas this color is a bit warmer and suits me a bit better, and also it's darker, so I thought it would be like a nice border. It would make it a cohesive, just give it more of a finished look. So yeah, and I think I've been talking about this for long enough now, so I'm just going to wrap myself in it because it actually is quite chilly today and it's raining, and it's just, it was really warm last week, but now it's cooled down and I like this weather so much better. So let's wrap up in my new shawl. Yes, so that was it for my finished objects. I think that was enough finished objects, don't you think? I think they were 2 quite big achievements, if I may say so myself. I have also been knitting on another pair of socks that has been on needles for a very long time. I don't remember exactly when I cast this on. I think somewhere last year, near the end of last year, I think. And I showed this in my last week on the podcast as well. I didn't make that much progress on it because I've put most of my time on this and on those socks, but they are my Milka socks or Unicorn, Galaxy, however, whatever you want to say. My fun, weird socks. So when I showed them, last time I recorded, I was here, so I put it about this much on here, but I did it on both socks. So I don't think that's bad. Now I believe I only need to knit like 10 or 15 more rows before I can start the ribbing, but I am thinking actually of maybe knitting them a bit longer if I feel like it when I get there, because these are on a big, this is a bit of a heavier fingering weight, and it's quite airy and thick, and I think these will be really warm socks, and I think it would be really lovely if they were just going to be a little bit higher so that they would come above the top of my boots. I think that would be really nice. And the yarn I'm using is CreaLien Design yarn, but it's pre-CreaLien Design, so it's before I started dyeing to sell, basically. So that is all the knitting content for today. But that's not all I have been doing. I have also been sewing a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what I wanted to say about that, but like so at my boyfriend's place, it's always really light in the bedroom. He has this roll. How do you call it in English? Is it just a roll curtain? Whatever. But a lot of light gets through it. And now the mornings are really light. The sun gets up at, what is it, like 6 or something, and it's already really bright outside, and it wakes us up, and then it's really difficult to get back to sleep because it's really bright light in his room. So I decided to sew us some face masks, some eye masks, or whatever you want to call them, so we can sleep with these things on our heads. So we don't wake up from the sun in the morning. Now, you might think that this one is the one for him, but no, this is the one for me. This is the one for him. And I asked him, well, I'm going to make face masks. Do you have any wishes for the fabric you want? And he said, I want something green with hearts. But he probably was joking, and he didn't think that I would actually have green fabric with hearts. And they are actually gold. I don't know if you can tell, but that's a shiny gold. And yolk hair, but don't mind the yolk hair. It's everywhere. But my boyfriend is the type that just, oh, wow, that's funny. I really like it. Perfect. So it's actually being used, but we used them already. But I need to sew the top closed. Look, it's still open. Whatever. The pattern that I used is from CreaLien the Buttons. It's a really simple pattern. This cover for this elastic band was really annoying to sew. Not gonna lie, but the rest of it is really quite easy. Yeah, the pattern can be found on the website, the blog of CreaLien the Buttons, and it's there for free. I just used some cotton poplin that I had in my stash, and I think they look adorable. Let me put one on. So this is my mask. I cannot see anything. Obviously, that's the whole point of this thing. But yeah, I'm curious to see when I'm editing this how this looks on me. So yeah, I have been sewing. I have plans to actually sew some garments, and I have been cutting out 2 patterns, but I haven't cut out the fabric and I haven't started sewing. So that's something for the future. I don't know when I will get to it. I hope sometime soon, but we will see. I don't know. So yes, I think that's basically all I have to talk about for today. So if you enjoyed what you saw, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, because I don't really have a scheduled system for when I record and when I upload. So in order that you in order to not miss any episode that I upload, you can subscribe and you can hit the bell button, and that would also really help me and get this podcast out into the world. So yeah, until I see you again, I hope you have so much fun with your knitting and your crafting and all the other things that you do, basically. Please don't forget, next week 7 p.m. no, not next week, this Friday 7 p.m. Amsterdam time, advent calendars. Okay, that was it. Bye.